Hey, good morning. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I thought I would just record, maybe release it on YouTube, maybe just keep it for my own edification. A little experiment I'm doing this morning, and I have a concern about my antenna switch. It's an old Delta 4-position switch. I did a show on it a number of shows ago where I took it apart and noticed that the mechanism for opening and closing the contacts to various inputs, and it's, like I say, it's up to four antennas, and one of the inputs is not making contact at all, so that's not usable. And then it's questionable about the other three. So right now I'm going through that switch. I have three antennas connected to my Fifi SDR, and I'm displaying on the screen here. Let me turn the volume all the way down. My reception, and that's one of the beauties of using an SDR is you get this graphical representation, so you can actually use the SDR as a piece of test equipment. So right now I'm getting WWV at 10 megahertz, and the S meter, don't know how accurate it is, but we're kind of just looking at relative numbers. It's reading about minus 10 to minus 15 dBm on this signal right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the antenna switch. I'm going to disconnect the particular antenna, which is my MFG vertical antenna, which seems to be doing the best for me, and connect it directly to the Fifi and see if I'm getting any attenuation or anything else with using the switch. So here I'm going to disconnect the switch connection. Okay, now it's disconnected. And then I'm going to disconnect my vertical antenna from the switch and hook it directly to the Fifi. If it'll reach, yes it will. And now it's connected. And look at there. Let me get it all the way screwed on. Okay, it's nice and tight. So look at and it's changing. Of course, that's the one thing about listening to a shortwave signal. It's going to change, but for the most part, it's getting down. There's a minus 4, minus 3, but it's definitely, well, 5 or 6 dBm better. And let me just turn the audio up and see what it sounds like. Much stronger. And that's the beauty of using an SDR and software like this. You can visually see what's going on, because a lot of times if you're totally dependent on just the audio coming out of the receiver, such as a standalone receiver, it really doesn't give you accurate or more accurate information about the signal. Plus, if you're just searching the bands, you could have, a little tiny signal down here someplace, say this one here, and when you're tuning the dial on your regular standalone radio, you could easily skip over that, or it may come and go. It's another thing nice about this waterfall down here. You can see stations coming and going, like that particular one that I just marked right there. So I think the SDRs make a good tool for shortwave listeners. And as you can see, I found out that my antenna switch is putting in several dBms of noise. Ooh, did you see that little signal go across the spectrum? It's pretty cool too. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you this, and I plan on using SDRs more often to test my equipment, my antennas, and in this case my switch, which apparently not the best switch in the world. I need to get a new switch. I didn't see any way, when I was inside that thing, I didn't see any way of easily repairing it. So that's the show. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for subscribing. Bye-bye.